All right, now that that's done with,
Welcome to Hat Day on
Hat
PoddiMouths.
Day. Well, they haven't seen us yet.
They
Now they're
have
seeing
now.
us. There we go.
They
It
know
is
it's
Hat Day. It's
They
Hat Day
just-
every day.
Well, it's funny because Lisa hasn't seen me for a week almost. And I went outside. I said, honey, we're going to be potty mouthing, which is what we call this. And it's not as dirty as it sounds. And
It should be, but it's
and all
not.
she did, I know, and she just looked at me and didn't say anything. And then she goes, here, hold on, I gotta show you. This.
Hook 'em horns.
Well, no, that's this. This
Yeah,
was
something
like the
that.
surfing thing. And
You're right.
or
You're right.
apparently like
Surf's up.
something you do with on a rodeo circuit. I'm not sure, maybe
I
that.
don't know.
But yeah,
but
so
you've
the
got the
hats.
hook 'em horns on there. And
Well,
so speaking of,
yes,
so I want to get back to what we were talking about, which is when we hit record. But before we do that, did you see the news that some billionaire, and could be fake, I don't know, I haven't actually looked into it. It was just a post that I saw that some billionaire left or gave UT Austin $100 million or something, or a lot of money. Maybe it was more than $100 million, but to make tuition free for all the students at the university.
That's really good.
So I instantly forwarded that to Jen and said, look, I guess Peyton's going to UT Austin.
Yes. I wonder if it's higher for out-of-state students.
A higher zero. It's a bigger zero. It's a full zero.
I tell you what I think Peyton should be doing.
What?
Is going to a trade school to learn to be a technician, because holy crap. I just, in fact, I posted it on LinkedIn. It was an article from The Independent. And I'll just give you the quick briefing of it here. Ford CEO Jim Farley just dropped a stat that should make every politician sweat. 5,000 open mechanic jobs, 6-figure salaries, 0 takers.
Yeah. We've been, so I've been on the out of retail for a little over 10 years now, I think, something around there. So, but even back then, 10 years ago in retail, we could not get techs.
Well, and
dealers,
it's
just gotten worse.
Dealers face that, and OEMs now too. It's what Farley's facing, because and if you have to think about it, there's a 5-year ramp up to get to, actually be able to do that sort of work, because the technology is so new and continues,
especially with all of the electric vehicles and the hybrid electric. And,
Absolutely.
It's just crazy.
And some of these trade schools, no offense to the trade schools, are still, as Farley said, or somebody said in the article, still teaching carburetors when they probably shouldn't be teaching that anymore, or that should not be a singular focus.
Right.
Yeah, it's incredible. And this is where we take a look at the 4-year colleges, and for so long that has been a thing, and we are dying without the people who have the technological skills, the technical skills to handle this stuff.
Yeah.
Because you can build all you want, but if suddenly your new electric vehicle is going to be sitting in the driveway, nobody to work on it.
Right. No, you're absolutely right. And it is crazy. It's a little ridiculous. And it's not just the automotive industry. It's everywhere.
But that's the most visible, I think. And that happened to me with my truck, with my F-150. The transmission went out and they couldn't even look at it for 2 months because they don't have the people to do it. Every store, one of 4 Ford stores near me, had 4 technicians total who could do transmission work.
Yeah.
And it's just... Okay.
It's crazy.
And what do you do?
Well, what it is? Most of these people now are these spammers that keep calling me every 5 minutes that said my loan is ready. You applied for a loan. Now you just have to sign. I didn't apply for a fucking loan. Stop calling me.
Have you frozen, just by the way, your credit files?
I have not frozen my credit files. I know I should.
All 3 of them. And it's inconvenient if you go to buy a car. I know that from firsthand knowledge, where, hey, I won't brag, but I'll say this is my credit score is is
Good.
superb.
Yeah.
And it wasn't always. So let's be clear about that too. We have worked hard to get it and keep it that way. So we're buying a car and I'm like, sitting back, well, I'm Thurston Howell, nobody's going to have any problem getting this financed. And the guy comes out and he goes, hey, did you happen to freeze your crap? Oh, crap. So I had to thaw them real quickly. And, they let you do it on a time frame for 24 hours or whatever. And they were able to get everything done. But dude, I am so sorry. But I'm not sorry because they can't get at your credit if they're frozen.
Right.
Which is cool.
Yeah, no, I need to do it. I was going to do it and was thinking about it before we started down the house route, but then we did that and we couldn't. So no, I need to do that. You're right.
It's just and my brother told me that and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, he's like a CFO of a large company. So I thought, oh yeah, okay, well that sounds like a smart thing to do. So that's what we did.
Yeah, it is smart.
And it's easy. You can do it online. And it's
you just go up to I have my account with Experian.
And Experian and TransUnion and what's the other one?
I can't I don't know why I can't remember it.
Experian. Well, come on.
I don't remember.
Doesn't matter. Anyway,
doesn't matter.
There
it's
are
that
three.
Other one.
You can find it. It's the other one.
There are three.
Yeah. Somebody's screaming, right now.
I'm sure. I guarantee a lot more.
Wow,
I'm getting messages at least twice a week saying when can I be on?
Wow.
Folks, we have not been able. John and I had gotten into a cadence where we were doing the Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And we probably did that for a good 4 or 5 months. We were actually doing it really
at least
last couple of last few weeks, let's put it that way. We have not been able to get on a schedule. In fact, right now it's 11:57 Central Time, and we're just 6 minutes in. So
we are
7 minutes in.
It's 7 minutes and 10 seconds, and 7 minutes
19,
and 11,
20, 21.
Nice.
Which honestly, that's crazy because it won't match because I do edit just a tiny chunk out of the beginning, so that number is not going to be right.
Because it's surprising how often we screw up right at the beginning.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not that. So it's the space for the roll. It's rolling into the music and but I have to hit record before I can hit play on that. So anyway, I got to get rid of our beautiful faces before the beautiful PoddiMouths logo comes up.
Thank goodness.
Thank
goodness. Anything to get rid of our faces.
That's why most people listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts or whatever they call that now. Not so many on YouTube.
Well, I think that's just because those sleep masks things, sometimes they slip off and you act, and people accidentally see us.
Yeah.
So
speaking of seeing
we would love to get people on. We've got several that we do bring on with us, but it's like last minute, isn't it? When we decide, hey, can we go tomorrow? And so Nick texts me, and how about 10 minutes from now? And I'm like, yes, okay. Yeah. Because we both know.
Well, so today I have the excuse. Last week it was you were traveling, so it made it very difficult.
Yeah.
This week it was me because we are doing the second annual Holiday in the View. I live in Bellevue, Nashville. So it's the Bellevue section of Nashville.
Nice.
And we are having our second annual holiday parade, which we were in the first one. And
when is that?
That is December 6th, I believe.
Awesome.
I don't have the paper up here. It's whatever Saturday around the 6th.
And Jen's studio is going to
Jen's studio is in it.
Yep. Kids or whomever.
Kids will be dancing behind it. Yeah. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Cool.
But Jen is working this morning and she's been a little bit under the weather. So they have 2 meetings, one during the week and then one today. And it just happened to be 10 o'clock today. So I went to that meeting for her. And
You're
got
a
all
good man.
Not really. I play one on TV, but
you do.
And podcasts.
I play one on YouTube.
Blame it on YouTube. Anyway, so I went to that and then I had to go to storage because we actually have a work podcast that is produced for us. And the podcast host doesn't live in Nashville, but he's coming to visit the office.
Oh.
So I had to go since he doesn't want to travel with gear. He knew I had gear. He's like, can you bring your podcast studio in? So I had to go to storage to get the podcast stuff out, and I've got it all my gear down here.
Oh, wow.
So
is that your traveling gear, or is that your gear that's
technically it is the travel. It's a mixture of all of it. So when we did the storage thing, I put pretty much all of my audio stuff in this box, except for what I use for our podcast. So I had to get it all out. So I've got all the cables and the rats and the microphones and stuff like that. So
awesome.
Yeah, that's been my morning.
Well,
I was going to get gas, which would have made me even 10 more minutes late, but the gas stations were all full.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So run on gas this morning, at least at Kroger.
So. Oh, interesting.
Which you want to know the funniest thing about
Equifax
that?
Is the third.
Good job. You had to look it up. It was bothering you, wasn't it?
No. I really are off the top of my head.
Yeah. The interesting thing is normally Kroger is the busiest when it comes to gas in my area because it's usually the cheapest, which is why I headed over there, because it's on the way home and I didn't want to get gas where I was, because then, I'd be driving and wasting gas. But the gas station next to the storage place was $2.73. So I'm thinking, okay, if it's that here, which is right off the freeway, then my Kroger has got to be much cheaper. It wasn't. It was $2.79.
Oh,
yeah.
Dang it.
I know. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting that so many people were at Kroger trying to get gas. And I know they get points off, but
you have Kroger, and do you have Publix there too?
We do.
So we have Florida, or for us at least, we're all Publix. We don't have
Publix.
There are a few other stores, smaller names, but no, we don't have Kroger down here. And so it's interesting. The only stores, quote unquote, that have gas too are like Sam's Club and Costco. But the other, and I guess we have a Walmart that does too.
Yeah.
But other than that, Publix doesn't sell gas.
Interesting. I tend to, when I can, go to Shell, and I do it for a couple of reasons. One, our Shells here allow you to use your Kroger rewards to take money off, but you can also have Shell rewards, which takes money off. The biggest problem with that is sometimes they'll hike up their gas. Let's say it's 3 cents, and I get a 3-cent discount from Kroger. They will jump up, they'll pop up their gas 3 cents. So it's, you're not really getting anything. And it's when they're out in the middle of nowhere and it's the only Shell station out there, that's one thing. You're not going to know. But the comical ones are the ones that are right next to 3 other gas stations.
Yes. Right.
And you're like, guys, come on.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Do you have Wawa there or no?
We are getting our first Wawa.
Good.
And it's going to be the very first one in Middle Tennessee is actually down the road from me.
Cool.
Which we're all very excited about. Or at least I am.
Well, and we just, they built one a mile and a half from our house.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's clean. And, some people swear by their food and their lunches and breakfast and stuff.
They're
I've had them and they seem fine. Hoagies, right? But I just go there because it's easy and it's nice and clean, and they have several pumps and you can usually in and out of there pretty quickly. And they also have rewards. So, the last time we don't put in, I don't like to let the fuel get down to empty in either of our cars or in the lawnmower.
I've got 30 miles left in my tank.
Okay. Yeah, unlike you, you're like,
I don't usually let
yourself.
I usually don't let it get that low.
You know how long it's been since I had to push a car.
And this is one thing that really upset me. We had a Shell station on the corner right by our neighborhood, and it was owned by the restaurant next door. It used to be owned by someone. His name was actually Nick. And then he sold it to the neighboring business, which is I can never lived here for 8 years, and I still can never remember the name of this place. And it's famous. It's a famous Nashville landmark.
Okay.
Loveless Cafe. So it used to be next to the Loveless Cafe. Took you 2 minutes to get there. It was fantastic having that, and it was a Shell, so I got my rewards. They shut it down.
Oh, why?
I don't know why. Someone said that it was because the tanks were too old and it was cost prohibitive to replace them. They had to take them out anyway, though, to do whatever they're doing. So they're still working on it. I don't know what it's going to end up being. Right now, it's overflow parking for Loveless.
Interesting.
That was a fantastic gas station for a couple of reasons. One, really close to the house, easy to get to. I could, on my way to and from work, here's the key, to and from work, is the only gas station.
It's on the way. Oh, okay.
I would have to go way out of my way to go to a gas station. And second part is in Williamson, because I live in Davidson County. This gas station was in Davidson County, but I'm right next to the Williamson County county line.
Yeah.
Davidson County doesn't have as big a tax on their gas as Williamson County does. So you could literally, if the county line was right down the middle of the road and you had a gas station on one side and a gas station on the other, the one on the Davidson County line might be $2.50. The one on the Williamson County side of the line will be $2.90.
Oh my gosh,
that's
much?
how big that much.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Wow.
Like by the office, there are a couple of gas stations and they're over $3.
It seems like the Williamson gas station owners, the only way I would have one that's like across a street like that would be if I own both of them.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
Really.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But they don't. So that's why there are no, I think there's one other gas station that if I went, so normally I have to take a left out of my road to go to work, but I can take a right and go around. There's one gas station that way. Hard to get into. It's you if you didn't know it was there, you'd drive by it because it's just hidden. And it's always a little bit more expensive than everyone else. I don't think it's in Williamson County, but it is more expensive. That's the only gas station I hit to and from work.
Wow.
Except when I had the old gas station. So all that to say is all I've been doing, because Peyton honestly has actually been sick all week.
Oh.
All I've been doing is going to and from work. I haven't taken Peyton to school because there are gas stations on my way to school.
That direction, Peyton.
Yeah. And that's usually what I do to fill up. Now, this is a very long story. I apologize.
No, this is
we have to fill time on the podcast.
We sure do.
So anyway, all that to say,
sometimes we just stare at each other.
Exactly. All that to say, I have not filled up my gas tank and have not had the opportunity except for today. And then I told you it was just too busy. And I had to go to the bathroom and get on a podcast with my buddy John. So
thanks for telling me that.
You're welcome. 17 minutes in.
I wonder if he has to go to the bathroom.
Not anymore. I already went.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I know you're wearing Depends. So
that depends.
I know. In continents like Asia, people wear them all the time.
We started talking about accents. And you had
oh my gosh, look at you going way back when.
Way back. I had my coffee. we were talking about there are some people that have lived here for 30 years and still have a very thick accent from wherever they came. It doesn't really matter. No, and then I had mentioned someone that I work with who has only been in the country for about 5 years. And honestly, if you didn't really listen hard, you couldn't tell she has an accent from where she came from. And she would have a thick one. I'm not going to say where she's from, but she would have a thick one regularly, but no, perfect English.
Yeah.
And I find it so fascinating. And I know some countries teach English right off the bat for kids when they're starting in preschool. So they have very, very Americanized accents.
But it's still, and I wonder if that's part of it, because I know some people, and you probably do too, who teach English overseas, and they have, like our American accent, they have, nothing detectable for somebody and I suppose if you took a class from someone like that, that was a English as a first language speaker, I guess that would result in somebody who it would be difficult to tell, which is interesting. And it also would, show that it's not a bad idea to do that, to have somebody who is a natural speaker, and the same for other countries. Somebody that speaks Mandarin as a first language to come here and teach it would be way more effective, I would think, than somebody who has learned it as a second language or third.
No, I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And that's a really, really good point. I do though think that there are some people that just naturally take
I
to
think you're
certain
right.
languages
Yeah.
and certain accents, and they maybe work at it. An example I want to give is our good friend, the former governor of California, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yes.
He actually, I watched a documentary, and forgive me if I get some of the details wrong. This was a long time ago, so it wasn't a YouTube documentary. It was a real documentary.
People know you make stuff up all the
I
time.
know.
It's no big
Well,
deal.
97% of all statistics are made up on the spot.
It's 83%. Come on.
Okay, let's agree on 89%.
It's like you're not even trying.
Right.
Thanks,
So
Matt.
Arnold, I guess, when he first came over from Austria,
Arnold, yes.
Arnold, he actually learned to get rid of his accent.
Oh.
And so he had less of an accent when he first came over than he does now.
Okay.
What I was told, what was in this documentary, is that casting directors wanted him to have that Austrian accent.
Mm-hmm.
So they actually encouraged him to make it thicker than even when he came over.
Oh.
So that's why Arnold has such a thick Austrian accent now and hasn't really grasped or come around to have more of an Americanized accent, is because he was told that wasn't part of his what would you call it, a sell sheet, if you will?
Oh, I see. Yeah. His
persona.
Attraction. His
His
persona. That's it. That's the word.
Yep.
You have had your coffee. Nicely done.
Boom.
Yes.
Coffeed.
You are coffeed up.
Which TV show? How I Met Your Mother. That was one of the characters' lines, and I can see his face. I just can't remember his name. He's been in a lot of movies. He was a lawyer in the show, so every time he would make a really good point or win an argument, he would always go,
boom.
Lawyered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
And everyone
I can't do
knows
that because that's where you're going. Yeah,
you're 4 years away from being a lawyer.
Only
Whatever. 3. I think 4, because I know you'd be held back.
No, I'd probably have to take the LSAT again. So yeah, you got to include the year that it takes. I didn't study the first time I did it. I got a book. I read the book, so I studied. But they actually encourage you to go to courses and actually learn the best way to take it. I didn't do that the first time, and even when I did study, I only studied for about 2 weeks before I took the test. That was a big mistake, folks. It was a big mistake.
Yeah, that's probably.
I did fine. I did average. I hit the actual average at the time. So every year, I don't know if you know much about the LSAT, but every year the score changes because they change the test. So
okay.
the average when I took it was 150.
Okay.
And I got 150 I got 151 on the test. So I was perfectly average. No, not really. I mean, there's a scale. 150 just happened to be the middle of the average.
Okay.
So yeah. But you could take it this year and it could be 260 or 130 or whatever they decide on that year.
That's actually the time they give it, is at 130.
I wish. It is an all-day test. Like I had to show up, and I took my test at the Vanderbilt Law School.
Oh, okay.
And I had to show up at 7:30 in the morning. And I had to have my little baggie of stuff, and I had to have a packed lunch in a clear container. And you sit at your desk, and you are there from 7:30 in the morning until 3 p.m.
Oh my gosh. Really?
That's the test. Yeah. And the minute the test is done, you're gone. Like you're not sitting there talking about it. You turn in the test and you walk out.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're all timed. It's all timed.
Sounds really fun.
It's not. I would not ever I wouldn't even wish that test upon my worst enemy.
And I've heard that about the CPA exam,
I've heard that too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not easy. And I have at least 3 of my siblings, if not 4, that are CPAs.
Really?
Yes. And so, not me. I'm not doing it.
But that's for good reason. They shouldn't be easy.
Well, no, that's true, and that's a good point. It's not about ease of doing it, and let's face it, there's way too much of that. It seems like these days. Oh, this is not easy, and I need it to be. Oh, for the love of Pete!
Right?
Yeah, things need to be a little harder. I'm still amazed by some of the veterans, just having celebrated Veterans Day. How many of them lied about their age to get into some of these wars.
Yeah.
Korea especially seemed to be one, and World War II. They lied about their ages because they were 16, 17, some even younger, who got into these wars and fought. And oh my gosh. And you think about 18-year-olds today. No offense, 18-year-olds. I'm not sure I
No,
would have been
no,
any better.
please
But
take
my
offense.
gosh, it's some are. I'm struggling. I'm dressing as a furry, and these guys are taking bullets. Downrange.
Right. Yeah.
Jeez, it's just
I
incredible.
I am very worried about our future when it comes to that sort of thing because unfortunately there aren't as many people, let's put it that way, as many people around that will do what's necessary. And that doesn't I'm not even saying the military. I'm saying anything. I mean,
So
look
true.
at firefighters. I mean, I come from a very long
Which I
line
know
of
you do.
firefighters.
Hi, fellas.
Hi, I come from a very
Look at
long line of
firefighters.
firefighters and EMS, first responders. Let's just say first responders,
Mhm.
and it's a tough job. I
Yes.
mean, my dad is in incredible shape at
Mhm.
77 years old, but even he is hunched over and walking a little bit slowly because he spent 35 years fighting fires,
Sure.
and he was a Marine.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it takes a toll.
Yeah.
We don't have people that are willing we don't have as many people. I have to be careful how I say that because I'm trying not to generalize, but we
Yes.
don't have as many people that are willing to do stuff like that.
Certainly not. Certainly not.
So
And it's
what's gonna happen?
not even that, 100% of people served in those days. It's just that the ones who did were just amazing at it. And
Mhm.
there were, the one we have many people serving today, and I know that our volunteer numbers are way up, and we've done really well under Trump's leadership and Pete in the Department of War, which okay, I get it. That's fine, but they've done
That's
great.
coming as marketing people, we
Yeah,
understand.
we absolutely do. But I think that's wonderful, and that's good for those people who have jumped in. But when you see such a dichotomy, those folks who will enlist, and others who are no, I can't. I just can't handle the stress. Eh, They're the same age. So,
Yeah.
as you said, you can't do it with a broad brush. It's just
No, you can't.
incredible what we've allowed to happen.
And I've even told Peyton, I said, I don't think it would be a bad idea for you to join the military
If it's
for
something
before
she would
going to
like to do.
school.
Sure.
If it's something because I would say I don't believe in having regrets.
Mm,
That doesn't mean I don't have any. It just means
sure.
I don't tend to believe in that. But if I were to pick one regret of my entire life, it would have been not joining the military.
Mm, mm,
I'm the very first one. I'm not the only one, but I'm the very first one in my family, at least on my dad's side, not to join the military.
mm,
Also the first one to have multiple degrees though. So
mhm,
there's that. There was a trade-off. Not that I couldn't have done that
sure.
in the military, but I do think it would have helped me personally
Mm,
be able to I don't want to say succeed. It's not that I haven't succeeded in
mhm.
life, but I think I would have had an easier go having had that experience.
Well, especially when you look at some of the really truly honorable people
Mhm.
who have served in the military. It's amazing. And you know what, we give to the Tunnel to Towers, and I'm not saying that for any reason other than uh, eh, man, it's the least we can do. And I see some of these and it just gets you in the heart. And I much or I shouldn't say not dissimilar to the kids at St. Jude's. It- Man, it just tears at your heart when you see this. What really bothers me about our giving to veterans is that the country doesn't do it, that
Yeah.
we do not have programs in place to care for our veterans who have been tragically injured or killed, obviously, but caring for their families and paying off their mortgages and building houses for them. Why on earth do we need to get private money to do that? That should be something that we as a country sponsor.
So I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I don't. I am going to add one thing to that because
Please.
and I think it's an interesting conversation. So, and I don't remember who it was that said it or did it, but it was one of the major families back in the day. The Vanderbilt, the Rockefellers. It was
Mm-hmm.
someone like that who had this discussion, but it all came to a head kind of around the late 1920s. The
World War One.
No,
Oh,
after World War One. What was
okay.
the Depression, around the Depression era, and the
29,
Dust Bowl?
28. Yep.
Yep,
Yep.
the Dust Bowl. And this was mainly around the Dust Bowl, less about the Depression as a whole, more about the Dust Bowl along with the Depression.
Okay.
Is a farmer who is struggling to pay his bills and trying to grow food for not only his family but also to sell to the community and
Sure.
make money, struggling to do that. And the government could only give him, I'm going to use today money because it's easier than trying to understand back in the 20s, but let's say they'd give him $100,000, which sounds like a lot of money, but when you're running a big farming operation, that's gone in an instant.
Sure.
So to get, and it's a long process. It's a years long process to get that money so you can survive.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go for the private funding side of things, you could get $500,000 and you could get it within a month. So there's an argument, and I'm not as eloquent as what I saw. And this was a documentary that I was watching. There's something to be said about private equity and private money and raising money for people in need that way versus waiting for the government to do it, because the government isn't going to give you as much, and they're going to put more strings attached to that money than to the private funding.
Sure.
And people are better off getting money from the private side of things.
Well, and that's I don't disagree. The problem is it shouldn't be that way. It's overregulation, especially when you think about farming. And frankly, the government pays them in many cases, many instances, to grow crops that they shouldn't be growing. But you get the benefit of it. Here's the money, so please grow that, and then we'll throw it out. Or whatever, we'll pretend that corn is a really good way
they'll
to
ship it to other countries
if they do, but then, or corn is a really good way to make fuel for automobiles, and it's not. But that's okay, because that's what we're going to pay you to plant, and this is what So
let's develop seed oils and kill all of the Americans.
My gosh, it's just it's ridiculous. So again, that's the criminality that we live with, sadly, and some of it we're seeing firsthand these days, which is kind of fun and funny, but only if there are consequences. If there are not consequences, stop wasting my time with look who's going to prison this week, or because I don't believe it until it happens.
So part of what you're talking about there too, and specifically with the farming, and then going back to the trade school thing, I think is fascinating as well, because it was a conversation I've had with Peyton. She wants to be a kind of a cartoonist, but not really, like an animator. But she also wants to do video games and things like that. And I'm trying to explain to her that I support whatever she wants to do. If she wants to do that, she by all means do that. And I will figure out the way to get the best education. Ironically, the number one school for what she wants to do is the University of Southern California. She doesn't want to go. I'm like, but you have a father who went, gives you a leg up, etc. Anyway,
Austin wasn't available for you.
No, yeah. Well, Jen went to UT Austin.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
She went there for a year.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay,
she would have graduated from there, but her aunt got sick.
Got it.
So she moved to help take care of her aunt. Anyway,
cool.
She loved UT. With that, I've tried to explain to Peyton, because we've had the long discussions about AI, and the funny thing is Peyton plays on her iPad and she's doing an AI game, like an AI. It's a story. She helps write a story, and the AI goes back and forth, and they develop this story. But Peyton hates AI. She's like, I hate AI. It's taking away all the animation jobs. It's going to do this and that and this and that and that. And I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but it's not going to.
Mm.
She's like, yes, it is. I'm like, it's going to help those people who understand it
Mhm.
to create better products
Mhm.
and make life a lot easier. So you, for example, if it takes someone, an animator, 6 months right now to animate a full movie, an animator in 2 years with AI will get that out in 2 months.
Mhm.
It
Yeah.
doesn't, so because what we were talking about a little bit earlier, I was kind of leaning that way, or we are kind of, it was making me think of that, especially when it came to text and things like that, because
Mhm.
people are so afraid that AI is going to take people's jobs. And
Yeah.
we've talked about this ad
Yeah.
nauseum, and I apologize, but
No,
I'm
not
very
ad
passionate
nauseam.
about it.
I think this is a thing that we should never stop talking about because
No,
it will
because we
continue to
need to.
become
And that's what I'm
important.
trying to make Peyton understand is
Mhm.
you can still do what you want to do, but you've got to learn these other things that are coming out because it's going to make you invaluable. If you can be
Yep.
an animator, but you're an expert in AI,
Yeah.
people are going to hire you more than they're going to hire someone who's just an animator.
No question.
So
No doubt.
learn the AI, learn computer or the program development, learn the tech behind it, learn
Yep.
all of that. I know it doesn't interest you. It's not something that's fun for you, but it's what's going to make you stand apart from everyone
There
else.
will be one thing though that she will suddenly recognize and she'll go, "Holy cow, I had no idea that it could do this. I had
Yeah.
no idea this application." And as soon as she finds that application, and she will,
Yep.
then she'll get the bigger picture. It's one of my clients yesterday said something that really really hit home because this is a major corporation and they're scared because of data breaches. That's
Yeah.
what they're
Oh,
most
yeah.
concerned about, and of course the legality that goes along with it. But for the average company on whatever low level you're using a large language a setup, it's not, I mean, that's not that big of a deal, as long as you're not sharing privatized information
Yeah.
or, any
Well, it makes
data
it,
that clients have or
yeah,
whatever.
it makes it difficult. So we're having this very similar issue when kind of our legal team is trying to figure out how to um, build guidelines for
Mhm,
how we utilize AI in our business.
mhm,
The problem is 99% of the things that we do, the vendors we hire, the programs that we utilize, how we build things, how we share things is AI.
sure.
So trying to regulate it out or trying to find these guidelines is extremely difficult for our lawyers because every time they say, well, maybe we shouldn't be doing this, but we have to because this is what we're doing with it.
Yeah,
But you're right. I mean, some of it. So for example, we can't use ChatGPT in our office
yeah.
because ChatGPT is tied into a much larger ecosystem. And this is completely understandable, folks. I am not arguing
It's
one way or
open
another.
AI, yeah,
It's open AI, literally in the name.
yeah,
So if I were to take, which we sometimes do because we need to get, something analyzed. If someone gives me 100-page document
mhm,
that I need analyzed in 5 minutes, I can't do that.
no,
AI is going to do that for me,
yes,
but it has to be in a closed network
mhm,
because some of that data can't get out. And if
correct,
you're putting it into something like OpenAI, it's going to get out. It
absolutely,
lives there. So I understand where, because we're in this really tricky area. To your point, I think is that there are vulnerabilities. I can't even say that
yes,
name. There are
yes, yep,
vulnerabilities that are ever present. But it's kind of like the internet. Joe Rogan, a good friend of the podcast, of
Joe,
course, Joe. Joe
what up,
Rogan
dog?
has been talking about things like that, but also talking about internet and social media. I've been
Mhm,
listening to the Billy Bob Thornton interview. By the
mhm,
way, great interview. I would highly
absolutely,
recommend anyone.
agreed,
Completely different. I have a completely different view of Billy Bob. Not that I ever had a bad one, but
mhm.
I have an even better impression of
But
Billy
I think
Bob
he's
after that.
developed over
Oh,
time, I
he
really
talks about
do.
that.
Yeah, I know.
He's
I know.
literally talked about that on the episode.
Yeah.
But they're talking about the internet and how, there are some great things because we have the internet that
Mhm.
have come along.
No question.
But there are also, it comes with every good thing you've got,
Yeah.
you've got bad actors, you've got bad things that people are going to do that aren't good. Kind of like the calls that I keep getting, you know?
Yeah. It challenges us to use discernment.
Yes.
You have to be able to discern what is what's good, what's bad. And more to the point, uh, you have to sometimes give up the chance to have, whoa, this is going to be amazing in order to protect yourself
Yeah.
and your company and the people you work with and your family. I mean, that's going to come into play too. And the reason, or one of the reasons that it's so difficult, especially for a legal team to say, ABC, this is our process and how we, stay away from problems. It's a moving target because AI is not even what it was a year ago.
Right.
And I mean, it's
It wasn't what it
totally
was 2 months ago.
exactly, and it continues to change like that. And you can't just jump in and say, this because it'll mess with your competitiveness in the
Oh,
marketplace
absolutely.
if
Yeah.
you are unwilling to do, A or B. But if you are a client-based business, you have to at all costs protect your clients and
Right.
their information and their data, because as soon as you give that up, you're out and you're out
Yeah.
of business, frankly.
Yeah.
So that has to overrule everything. Beyond that, though, it's just using great discernment and being
Yep.
careful about what you do and what you implement. And
Yeah.
but there are certain things that most people, most businesses have not even latched on to, Nick, and I know you know this, but it's a when you can create a campaign to help you sell a product, just by saying, I want 5 choices, I want the messaging, here are my targets, and what's the best way to reach them, and here's the time frame, whatever.
Yeah.
And within 30
Seconds.
seconds, it
Yeah.
can come up with this plan that would have taken you, A/B testing and shaking your head and trying it over and over. It's just incredible what it can do, not to
Yeah.
save time or not to fire people, but rather to make people
Well,
more effective at their
and
jobs.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that's that part of that is key. And that's another part of the conversation I was having with Peyton, because I used my own work as an example. And I said, I will put things into AI to spit it out. I'll put in a 100-page document and say, give me a summary, give me these 5 bullet points. This is what I need them for. This is the goal. This is the format that I need. I mean, I tell it everything I need, and then I put it in and it spits it out. But here's the trick is, I've been doing this for 20 years, 25 years. I've been doing my job, my sort of job, for 25 years. So I know when I'm reading what it spit out, what's
Yep.
BS and what's not.
Mhm.
That's the key.
Agreed.
Peyton couldn't come in and do my job and put everything in the AI and know if it's right. She's just guessing at that point.
Exactly right. That's
So
a great
you
point.
still need the understanding and the knowledge.
Great point.
And who was someone was complaining. They were at the doctor's office, and maybe we had this conversation. Maybe you're the one who told me. I don't remember, but they're at the doctor's office, and the doctor left the room after they gave them their symptoms, and someone had noticed on the computer screen that the doctor was using AI and putting in the information in there, not the patient's information, but the symptoms and the stuff like this.
Sure.
And basically asking AI which medication would be better. And that person was upset about that, going, I pay for a doctor. The doctor should know this. And I said, well, okay, I know a little bit about doctors, having grown up with several of them. When they leave the room, a lot of times they're going to go get a book off the shelf and read about the symptoms to figure out which medication is better. They can't retain. No human being, even someone with an eidetic or a photographic memory, can't remember everything or recall everything.
Do you really want that? Do you want somebody who has everything internalized?
Right.
And
because there are biases. There are biases in that. So they have to go and make sure that they're right.
Yeah.
They're using AI the same way. That was the other example I used. I said, I can't go into a doctor's office and put in all of your symptoms and then know if what they're spitting out is correct.
Yes.
It'll be a guess to me. But that doctor knows, because the doctor has that education and knows the difference between the two medications. And it might go, I like what it said there, but I really think this one's better.
But and previous experience too. you know, with certain meds and with certain symptoms that he or she has dealt with before. No, I totally get it. Great point.
All that doctor is doing is being more efficient.
Yeah. And better for patients too. This is not, I mean, we can't forget what the goal is here. In a business setting, it's to care for our clients better or deliver better products or services.
Same thing doctors are doing.
But doctors are doing it to save lives and to heal people or have a better life experience.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So all that to say, to summarize it as best that John and I can, and I'll speak for John, is
please,
you still need experts. AI is just a tool to make you more efficient and faster and better.
Think of it as a collaboration, not an either or.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's a library at your fingertips with a librarian that can look up the information that you need.
And you got to watch the librarian because she may try to sleep with your wife.
Oh, she will. She will. I'm sure.
Sorry. But that's
or she'll see a ghost in the
one
shelves.
Eye open.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. So let's stay on the same topic.
Oh, God.
I went to Buc-ee's.
Oh, how is that on the same topic? Is that AI?
It's
Buc-ee's is AI now?
I just made that up. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I've been trying to avoid renting cars in my travels recently. And sorry, this is a bad segue, but it's a funny one, or fun one at least. And so I've started taking Uber a lot more, and my boss has done that. And the main reason I kind of like having a car just in case you want to run out and grab something or take some people to dinner or whatever. But I swear what a lot of the hotels are charging now for self-park and valet parking. And I almost always do valet because seriously.
Because you're bougie.
Because I'm a little bougie when it comes to that. I paid like $80 to valet park a car for one night.
You didn't pay $80.
No, the company did, but I don't want the company to pay that. It's crazy. Right. But we had no choice because we had to leave early and we had several things going in the same direction. Anyway, got to this hotel and it was northwest of DFW airport. And so, and actually in Fort Worth. And it was great. You know, we're driving in. It was probably a half an hour drive or something like that. Not crazy traffic. Got there and we're about a half mile from the hotel. And I'm going, dude, there's a Buc-ee's. And, we don't have one nearby. Yeah. For us anyway, yet.
You have to go.
Yeah, I'm going to go to Buc-ee's, but I don't have a car. So I strapped on my backpack while the maid was cleaning my room and walked to Buc-ee's. Nice. It was probably, I suppose, 3/4 of a mile or a little more. And whatever. Wearing my warm shirt because I don't really have any warm jackets anymore. And by the time I got there, I'm sweating like a stuck pig. And awesome. Got into Buc-ee's and had to get, I was looking for a couple of things. I got some like a sausage thing, but I'll show you the picture if I can find it just to prove. This is an amazing picture of me.
Nice.
Just a
very good picture.
A little sweaty. I was a little sweaty when I got there, and it was not busy at all.
Interesting.
Which I was, pretty impressed by. But anyhow.
Yeah, I have not been in a not busy Buc-ee's ever.
And so the last time Lisa and I were in one, it was south of Atlanta. And it was Labor Day weekend. And so it was just packed and loud.
You got to admit, they are efficient as all get out. You don't wait long in line.
It's true.
Bathrooms are still spotless.
They are. And and it wasn't packed. Funny. And I went in, you know what? I'm going to check out the spotless men's room. And I went in and, I didn't have to, let's just say I went in for number one. And, but I thought, I want to see, because they like close off the stalls. They have doors on them and they're really not, every one of them was full. And there's hardly any men in the store.
That's where they all went.
I know, they all went right into I'll be in here if you need me. So I just I couldn't believe it. So I did the stand up and off I went.
I've never used those either, and the really important question that we should all be asking is, how's the Wi-Fi in one of those stalls?
I hope it's terrible, because no wonder it was busy. Hold on. Oh, damn it. I dropped my iPad. Sploosh. Oh, yeah,
my
it's
goodness.
terrible. And you know how I hate, like at airports, especially when people are on their phones in the men's bathroom, in the stall. Oh, come on. It's just gross.
It
and
is
they're talking,
gross.
it's like business.
Yeah,
and
I
they're
don't
talking about
mind
it.
because I do it. I do the I'm surfing things when I'm
Yeah.
sitting there, but I would
Yes.
never take a phone call in the bathroom.
No,
Never.
ever. I don't want anybody to know. And if I call somebody and they're, and they're,
And then you hear the toilet go off in the
I'm
background.
hanging up. I do not want to talk to anyone.
No,
Mom,
I don't know why.
stop it. I don't.
I will literally tell somebody I have to use the restroom or bio break.
Yeah, bio
I'll
break,
call you
much
back.
better. Much better.
I'll call you back.
I like bio break. That's well done. And because that could be anything. Oh, I cut my finger.
Yeah, bio
so
break.
I need a bio break.
I need to take a walk around the block. Bio break.
Anyway, I thought you'd get a kick out of that. So yeah, I couldn't drive. I had to walk it. Okay, let's face it, I could stand to walk more. And unfortunately, though, you go to Buc-ee's and, I should get some of those Buc-ee's nuggets and throw them in my backpack. And no, I avoided that. But I did
and I have to say it's interesting, and I love Buc-ee's. Anytime I have the opportunity to go, I will stop at a Buc-ee's. It is fun. The food's not the greatest. The products aren't the greatest. They're expensive,
but they're sure not bad.
But they are so much fun. They are so much fun, and and this is coming from someone who doesn't like people all that much.
Yes,
I still like Buc-ee's.
Yes, and this was the ideal Buc-ee scenario for you because it was not people.
Was not busy,
and the guy at the checkout counter, nicest guy, and he's. He goes, I'm having a great day, brother. How about you? I said, I'm having a good day too. I could tell you were. And he just the nicest guy.
Yeah.
And
well, they train them very well, and they pay them very well.
Good for them.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Anyway, that was fun. I wrote down one other thing too, and I probably can't even read my writing, which makes it more difficult. I was just going to tell you my cities that I've been in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because you've been home, right?
I've been
mostly.
Home. No, I went to Minneapolis.
That's right.
Last month.
That was last month, though.
Yeah.
That wasn't like recently.
No.
So this is the last 2 weeks. Orlando, Charlotte, Pittsburgh, Fort Worth, DC, and next week, LA. Before I'm done.
Wow.
And fortunately, everyone but the DC to coming home to RSW, all of them were direct flights.
Well,
with the exception of yesterday. Well, yeah.
That's good. And how has the airport experience been? Have you
this is lucky, fortunate, blessed. I had not a single, I think last week we had like a 15-minute delay on the tarmac.
That's not bad.
And we had a little delay because our gate was occupied. So you know how those are sometimes.
Yeah.
But every one of my flights were on schedule or early.
That's good.
Every one of them. And it was.
Yes, and I'm sure there are people that are suffering because of the shutdown. They're affected by it. But let's face it, it's not, I think you pointed out on maybe one of the last episodes that, most of the flight cancellations or the, early flight cancellations are destinations where they already fly 10 times a day.
Multiple options.
It's not so a lot of the direct flights are still going.
Mm-hmm.
It's, if you're flying to Bismarck, North Dakota, I would bet that you might be delayed a little bit. But if you're going to DC or Charlotte or Atlanta, hubs, I don't think you're going to have that much.
Well, I certainly didn't. And wow, I was grateful because I really thought that, I'm going to be dealing with something in one of these flights going to all these cities.
And you're not the first person that said that, because I ask anybody that's flown a lot or tends to fly a lot if they've had any, and I haven't had one person complain, like you. They said, well, there was a 15-minute delay, but that was because someone was pulling away from the gate.
Right.
Well, that was happening before the shutdown.
Exactly. It's certainly not shutdown related. That's for sure.
So I have not, again, it's one of those examples where the news, not that it's not happening. I'm not saying it's not happening, but the news is definitely making it a lot bigger than it actually is.
But that's normal. That's what
that is normal. It should be expected at this point.
Yeah, it should. So anyway,
So on
yes,
that note,
not that bad. On that note, yes.
On that note, we're probably going to get a lot of hate mail from all of the travelers that are experiencing that right now. Probably not, but you never know. You never know.
Yeah, maybe we will.
All right, John. It has been a true pleasure as usual.
Always,
folks.
Nick.
Head up to PoddiMouths.com. Check out our merch store. Buy some merch. We would really appreciate it. Or at the very least, go down in the comments and buy us a coffee. It's been a while since anyone's bought us a coffee.
We have
if that link even still works. I don't even know if that. Yeah, it really has. I'm dragging, man. I'm dragging. Imagine how much more I would talk if I had coffee.
Oh my gosh, no.
And actually, John, I'm going to take a quick picture because I have been slowly, as I pointed out earlier, taking things out of storage that we had put in there. And this is one of the things. You can only see the silhouette, but you see the silhouettes right there?
Oh, that's beautiful.
For those of you who aren't watching the video, I found it was kind of funny. So I pulled out some winter gear. So I pulled out one of my winter hats here and all of my ducks that I had in the Jeep. Because remember, I didn't put the ducks on the dash, but I still had ducks in the Jeep for those times where I did want to put it on the dash. I wanted another duck or something. I found all my ducks. So all my ducks are now sitting in my office. Yep.
Not in your Jeep?
No, what Jeep?
I mean, not in your. Oh, yeah, I know. So what are you going to do? Is there a Jeep in your future?
There is a Jeep in the future. I just don't know when that Jeep is coming.
Oh, does anyone know?
No one really knows. We'll see. I will tell you, I probably will get one before they change the body style again.
Okay.
Because I really do like the JL.
I agree.
I do not like the JK. Too. I do like the TJ. It's like I skip every generation.
Yeah.
Like I love CJs.
As a reminder for everyone, there's the duck in the dash of my Jeep.
That's right. I love that.
I don't put it on enough, and I should, because either people are going to smash my windshield or they're going to go ha and leave another duck on my
another duck. Yeah. And I'm not throwing shade at people that drive those.
No, it's fine. It's just that I
like CJs. I don't like YJs.
Yep.
I like TJs. I don't like JKs. I do like the JL.
Well, thank you for saying that, because that's what I have.
I know.
You well know.
I know. That's what I have.
All right.
I had my last one was a JL.
On that JL note.
Peace out, folks. You like that? There's got to be a little bit more filler really quick, though, because I have been talking so much that I forgot to get the outro ready. So, okay, now I'm ready. Take it easy, folks.
See ya.
All right, John, now you can do your see ya.